Dell becomes the latest company to pop on new AI news. Welcome back to the AI Daily Brief Headlines Edition, all the daily AI news you need in around 5 minutes. Today we kick off with an announcement shared first on X.com yesterday by Michael Dell. He tweeted a picture of a warehouse with a bunch of server racks that said, "We're building a Dell AI factory with Nvidia to power Grok for X.AI." 2.1 million views later, people were pretty excited. Bloomberg's Ed Ludlow reported this morning Dell plus 3% in pre-market. MarketWatch also covered the news, writing that Elon Musk's X.AI build-up plans spark gains by Dell and Supermicro. A confirmation from Elon Musk that he's using technology from Dell Technologies in a supercomputer for his AI company X.AI sent shares of the two technology names higher. Elon confirmed on X that Dell is assembling, quote, half the racks that are going into the supercomputer that X.AI is building. The Wall Street Journal was also positive on this, writing Dell has seen its market value surge over the past 12 months as booming sales of Nvidia's AI processors have also sparked strong demand for the types of specialized servers that run on those chips. Dell's most recent financial results bore that out as server and networking revenue surged 42% year over year to $5.5 billion in the fiscal first quarter ended April. This was the best growth that segment had seen in at least 8 years. They did point out that operating margins had compressed, but overall, WSJ didn't seem particularly concerned about that. If you are interested more in the market analysis side of AI, go check out yesterday's episode. We go deep into that after Nvidia became the world's most valuable company. Next up, a follow-up from a previous podcast story. You might remember when we talked about 2 different candidates that were running for political office as AIs, one in Wyoming, one in the UK. Alas, they will have to find a new strategy as OpenAI has shut down access to their tools for those candidates. On Tuesday, OpenAI told CNN that it had shut down the account for 42-year-old Victor Miller, who had filed paperwork to run for mayor of Cheyenne, Wyoming, under his AI chatbot, Vic, which is short for Virtual Integrated Citizen. Even if OpenAI hadn't done that, it's perhaps doubtful that this could have gone through anyways. Said Wyoming Secretary of State Chuck Gray, Wyoming law is clear that to run for office, one must be a qualified elector, which necessitates being a real person. Therefore, an AI bot is not a qualified elector. The other AI candidate who was removed from using OpenAI was Steve Endicott, chairman of an AI company himself called Neural Voice, who is using a chatbot called AI Steve to run for parliament. Associate Professor of Media and Public Affairs at George Washington University, David Karp, said gimmick is the right word for it. ChatGPT is not qualified to run your government. At this point, I think there are more than a few people who would raise their eyebrows at that assertion. Staying on political themes for a minute, The Information has a really interesting piece called China's Top AI Startups Enter US, Defying Political Tensions. They write, Chinese tech companies are facing more scrutiny in the US than ever before, yet some of China's AI startups are making a rush to grab US customers. The reason? It's too hard to make any money in China. One example they give is a company called Moonshot AI, which they list as one of China's most valuable AI startups. The Information writes its employees have been working on products that were recently launched in the US, including Oh Hi, an AI role-playing chat app, and Noisy, a music video generator. Another example they give is an app called Talkie, which has 11.4 million monthly active users and was compared to Character.ai. And overall, they argue that this is a much bigger trend. They write, China's crowded AI market is fueling the international ambitions of Chinese AI startups. Really interesting phenomenon to watch, given US-China geopolitical tensions. Speaking of that, while of course with Apple's recent announcement we got their partnership strategy with OpenAI for the US market, the Wall Street Journal reports that the company is looking for a local AI partner for China as well. Writes the WSJ, OpenAI's ChatGPT and other Western AI models aren't available in China, and that's prompting Apple to look for a Chinese partner to help offer its Apple Intelligence services. So far, no deal has been announced, with the next iPhone model released just months away. In China, Apple is falling behind local rivals that have already incorporated AI functions into their phones. The iPhone dropped to 3rd place by handset market share among smartphone brands in China in the first quarter of this year, behind 2 local brands. It should be very interesting to watch play out. Is this a counterforce to the growing tension between the US and China? Or will this just exacerbate things from a political perspective? Finally today, over in the world of retail, Target has announced a new AI tool to both help employees as well as improve the shopping experience. Target announced that it's rolling out what it calls its Store Companion chatbot as an app for employees at all of its almost 2,000 stores. Writes Axios, it will be featured on worker handheld devices to answer questions about processes and procedures. The system will be able to answer questions about topics like the Target Circle loyalty card, the location of products throughout the store, and how to restart the cash register. Basically, this sounds like a customized chatbot specifically trained on the Target experience. Target says the goal of the Store Companion is not to replace workers, but to, quote, empower our team and deliver a great guest experience. And with that, friends, we are going to wrap today's AI Daily Brief. Up next, the main AI breakdown.